there, my name is Barry and today I am going to do a video on the pitch effects within the Sonicake Pocket Master. Now you can use this effect to either tune your guitar down by one semitone at a time up to an entire octave, or you can use it to tune your guitar up one semitone at a time up to an entire octave, meaning that you only ever need to now take one guitar with you to the gigs because you can tune it down. So say for example you have most of your set is in E standard. We've got some songs that are in D standard. You can program in a patch on the Sonicake Pocket Master that drop tunes your entire guitar down to D standard, and you only need to take the one guitar. So I'm going to show you how to do that today. The problem I've encountered with these types of effects is that once you turn on the pitch effects, it sucks the tone out of your guitar. So what I'm going to do today is I'm going to create a blank patch, just get a sound that I'm happy with, and then clone that patch with the pitch effect, and let's see if I can get each patch sounding absolutely identical, albeit that the drop pitch is going to be down an entire tone and the original patch is going to stay completely dry without the pitch effect. Today I'm using my trusty Kramer Beretta Special, one of the cheapest guitars I own and one of my absolute favorite guitars. It is a completely stock guitar in terms of the electronics. I've not changed out the electronics, the pickup or the pot or anything like that. All I've done is I've put some gold hardware on it, some locking tuners and some fancy schmancy stickers to make it look that little bit more blingy. Now in order to program the Sonicake Pocket Master, you have to have the proprietary app for your iPhone or your Android or tablet or whatever it is. It's a completely free app. It's full of features. There's a drum machine built in there. It's absolutely fantastic. So we're going to jump straight over to the iPad and start programming in some patches. Okay, so we're over here now in the Sonicake app. And what I've done is I've chosen just one of the standard patches that is already preset within the Pocket Master, and that is preset number 7. It's called Rock Stage. This is what it sounds like. Fairly straightforward, no frills rock sound. That's going to work the finest, I think. I chose this one specifically because it's already got an effect on it. This one right here, which it has some chorus. It has some delay. It's got a slapback delay. What amp is it using? It's using a JCM 800. So that Brit 800, Marshall are British amps. So I'm assuming that means a Marshall JCM 800. Everything is flat on it. You can see that like the middle is sitting at 50, as is the bass, treble, all that kind of jazz. It's all sitting 100% stock. And then the impulse response, or the cab, that is paired up with the Brit 800 is the Brit GN 4x12. I'm going to go out on a limb and say that means a Marshall with greenback speakers, a 4x12. Now one thing that I'm conscious of with this patch, and another reason why I chose it, is because it already has an EQ on it. Now I mentioned at the start that whenever we're using these pitch effects, it sort of sucks the tone. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try and bring the tone back in by using the effects by using the EQ on the amp. I can always go back in and tweak the EQ pedal here and just try and match it to the other one, and try and match both of the patches sonically, but they might look a little bit different depending on what we need to do in order to get the EQs matching. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead here now and I'm going to basically clone this patch. The way that you do that is you have to export this patch to your Google Drive or something like that, and then re-import it to the next bank. So I'm going to go ahead and do that, and yeah. Okay, so I've gone ahead and done that and created two patches that are identical. We've got P50 is called Rock Stage, P49 is also called Rock Stage. I'm going to rename P50 as P50 Rock Stage, and we're going to just call it pitch. Oh, we can't. I'm going to call it rock pitch. And then that way we know that rock stage is the original one. Is the one that is going to be affected. So in order to find this effect, this pitch effect, we have to come into effects 2. And we want to go into there and we want to find where it says pitch, pitch again, click OK. Now you can see that right here on this slider we have the high, what we would like to tune up to. The low pitch is what we would like to tune down to. We've got a dry volume, that means the totally unaffected guitar sound. We've got the high volume, which is the one that is up high, and we've got the low volume. Now what that sounds like, turned on, let's turn it on and see what that sounds like. Now to me that sounds absolutely bonkers, and you don't really want that. That sound too much, is not the best. Not to my ear anyway, that doesn't sound amazing. So what we're going to do is we're going to try and tune it down first of all. In order to do that, we need to reduce the high volume, and we want to reduce the dry volume also. I'll show you why we want to reduce the dry volume. If I was to leave, so let's say we wanted to tune down by half a step. That's -1 over here. That is -1 in the low pitch. This is what it sounds like when you leave the dry volume up. You've got horrible dissonance. So if we take the dry volume out, this is really weird in the room because what I'm hearing is, I'm hearing the guitar acoustically. I'm hearing just the strings, but I'm also hearing the adjusted pitch. But hopefully you can just hear the adjusted pitch. So let's turn off the pitch and turn back on the pitch effect. So hopefully you can hear that that is now tuned down a half step. What we're going to do is we're going to bring the low volume all the way up to 100 because that's definitely affecting the overall level of the patch. Now, I don't know about you, but to my ear that is like flawless. That works so well in lieu of having to tune a guitar down by half a step. Let's do a full step. So let's go down by 2 semitones. It's going to say -2. Again, for me the tracking is like absolutely instant. I'm going into this wirelessly, so like all these different elements should introduce latency, but like I'm not hearing any latency at all. Now someone in the comments will, I'm sure, gladly point out that I'm wrong and that there is latency, and of course it's never going to be completely instant, but to my ear I'm hearing it instantly. So what we're going to do is let's save that patch just now, and we know that that's the pitched one. And let's go back to our original patch and see what the difference is. Okay, so straight away I'm hearing that this patch, the original rock stage one, is way brighter. Way brighter than the pitched one. So we're back here now at the pitched one, which is down 2 semitones. So to my ear, like I said, the original one, the rock stage patch, was way brighter than this one. So let's just do the obvious thing and increase the treble. Let's go up to 66, why not? That's sort of gotten us there, but not 100%. So let's bring the presence up a little bit to 65 as well. that is getting us sort of the way there. Let's A/B it. So we're going to have to save this patch. And let's go back to the other one. So to me, that is definitely louder. This patch is definitely louder than the pitched one. So let's go back to the pitched one. And we're going to increase the volume of the amp slightly. Let's try 60. That to me is better, so we're going to have to save this again. So we're sort of getting there in terms of volume. I'm going to give it another 5, whatever they are, 5%. Okay, so to my ear, they are like pretty much level in terms of volume just now, but we are definitely missing out on that that brightness. So let's increase all the EQ by the same amount and just see what that is doing. Okay, so that has actually done something. So hang on, let's save that and go back. There's still something missing. There's still definitely something missing. We're missing that definition. I'm gonna bring the gain up a little bit and just see if that helps. It probably won't, to be honest. No, that's just made a bit, that's made, if anything, more muddy. So I'm gonna bring the gain back down to exactly where it was. I think what we're gonna need to do is we're gonna need to go into our EQ pedal over here and see about adding in some of that that crunch. So let's try. So we're going to just stick with this EQ pedal for the time being. Let's try adding in some of that. Let's try adding in some more 4K. We'll bring that up to like 20 and see if that does anything. That has definitely done something, so we're going to save that and we're going to go back to our original rock stage. There's still something that we're missing. Still something. So I think I'm going to bring back in maybe 5% of that 1.6K. It's missing like... No, it's not that. I don't think. I'm going to bring that back down to 20 or as close as I can get. Maybe that 800. Let's see what that does. Aha! So let's save that. Let's go back to this one. Yeah, there we are. Oh, we might be onto something here. So that's the original one. So I'm going to play an A chord here. Or sorry, I'm going to play a G chord here on this one. Remember what that sounded like? Let's go over to the pitched one. I need to shift up to an A chord here now for this one. This one still sounds darker. It still does sound a lot darker, but I think we're getting there. We're definitely getting there. Let's have a look at the cab and see if there's any... No. So we're back here at the amp settings, and what we're going to do is we're going to bring up the presence a little bit more because it's still missing just a little bit of that breathiness in my opinion, and we're going to bring up the mids to 70 also. See if that does anything. We're getting closer every single time, but still not 100%. So, pitched one. There's just something that we're missing. I'm going to try something just devilish here. I'm going to go to the drive, even though on the original version of the rock stage, we don't have this drive engaged. There is a drive there, we don't have it engaged. But I'm going to go to the pitch one, and I'm going to engage the drive. I'm not going to give it any more gain. I'm just looking for the tone. I might need to put a bit of gain in order to activate it, but let's see what that sound. Does this do anything? Something has happened there. Something has definitely happened there. I've not added any gain really. I've just sort of pushed that amp ever so slightly harder. Okay, that's the pitched one. Here's the rock stage. I'm going to bring the tone all the way up to the top. Let's save that and go back to the original one. And then the pitched one. I think I'm going to go back to the amp now, and I'm going to scoop those mids a little bit. I've got too much mids in now. Let's see what that's like. Oh, now we're getting places. I might go back to that EQ and take some of that 800 Hz out again, but that's the original. Here's the pitched. I'm going to try that EQ, take out some of that 800. Oh no, that mightn't have been a good thing. So here's the original. And here is the pitched. Oh no, it might have happened upon something happy there. I'm now going to take back out some of that 4K because it is very, very bright now. Back to the original one. I think that's reasonably close. So there you have it. Thanks ever so much for watching. If you would like to download that patch that I edited with the pitch drop and all that, you'll find the link to that in the description of this video, along with some other different patches that I've done for things like the Velton GP200 and all that kind of jazz. While you're down there, if you would like the video, subscribe to the channel and leave me a comment telling me what you thought of it. Could you have gotten closer to that original sound? Was I way out? Do you think I'm totally wrong? Do you think I'm a terrible guitar player? Let me know down in the comments. Also, let me know what you'd like to see me do next, and I will see you in the next video.